Hey everyone, just trying to relax and unwind after a long day, but we have to do something nowadays. We just can't let it be gone with misinformation. Sorry. Something happened in Connecticut just now. A resolution was passed yesterday, and Connecticut might be a little microcosm for the rest of the United States. This resolution, as you will see, will be cutting basically funding for most SNAP programs. Now, these things are going to hurt most people more than others. It's going to hurt, number one, low-income families. Low-income families get subsidized lunch for their children. Their children need to be in school. They need to be nourished. There's been true, proven medical research from nutrition right to how they're learning. So nutrition is tied to learning. And not to mention, they need to get food on their tables. These are hardworking Americans that just need to be subsidized. It's not waste. It's our future. Number two, it's going to really hurt our elderly. For this time, for the first time ever, and we're going to hear a lot of first probably, is March 12th is the first time Medicaid or Medicare is going to be getting their benefits in Connecticut this month. That means my father, whose rent is due on the 3rd, has to talk to his landlord and needs me to do it this month to make sure that not only is he going to have to probably pay his late fee, he just moved in too, unfortunately, but it's going to be affecting people that we love and us the most. And unfortunately with MAGA, I've learned if it doesn't affect them personally, they usually don't care. Now, unfortunately, last but not least, it's going to hurt people with disabilities. People with disabilities are usually the people with the highest health care and need the highest help. As you don't know, we are the only country in the world where people go bankrupt for their medical debt. Now, why do we have medical debt? I mean, that's a whole different story. We're going to do another video. We're going to do probably many more on many things I just mentioned to get into a little deeper detail. But basically, as Loza Dolores said, and I do want to grab it if I can, because she has run unopposed in Connecticut basically for decades, and she's been in the Congress as a leadership member role and she helps everyone. I've had friends that basically have been homeless who have gone to her, and she has tried to help them and help them successfully. And she says basically people with disabilities are the people with the highest income, the highest health care, paraphrasing just slightly right there, but cost for them are the first ones left behind, and Republicans came for SNAP next. 40 million Americans are just trying to put food on the table. They're basically going to be the ones that are targeted. This is something that we just can't sit by and just let happen anymore. Usually it's just local government that really affects your life. But when one person sees waste, some other people might see a benefit to poor people. I know you might say, oh shit, he's a bleeding heart. He gives too much. I'm not telling you my story, and I will in a later video, but I was a hardcore Republican. I don't know, my company does business with some agencies with the federal government as well. We've done some business with some other companies. We help people in many different industries, from airbags to pacemakers. So, I know what's going on. I know about what's going on with tariffs and how that can affect the American consumer. And this is not good. And the stock market and investors that know better had said what was said in the debate. Basically, what they said was that it's not good. The Wharton School of Business even said that. She was called a liar. Who knows if she was telling the truth? She wasn't my cup of tea anyways, to be honest with you. I wish there was an open primary, and the Democrats really lost me, especially even before that. But the Democrats really lost me when there was no open primary, and they lied about Biden himself for quite some time, probably at least 2.5 years. I believe right after his election is when he started going downhill. And that's unforgivable, and that's also a lie. And we have only a two-party system, so I don't know where an independent may go, but Bernie Sanders is an independent, and he had to leave the Democratic Party. and there's obviously no home in the Republican Party for him either. But you can't say anything about guns because, hell, man, I don't want you to take away anything I own. I mean, it's just it's not left versus right, man. It seems to be more of a wealth versus middle class. And it seems like the wealth is the donor class as well. And since they have the politicians making all the rules towards them, things seem to be been tilted for a very long time against the middle class. And you can see that reflected in the federal minimum wage at $7.25 an hour, I believe, or $7.15. It might even be lower. In Connecticut, we were very lucky to have a $15 minimum wage. But that's not really a living wage either. Here, the cost of living in Connecticut is outrageous. A bedroom, just renting a bedroom, can cost you $900. It's just a bedroom. An attic, I rented myself one time was $1,000, and that was a few years ago after COVID. So just imagine now, especially when certain companies, I won't say their name, when I was just looking for a place for my father, owned basically every single family I went to was like, oh yeah, did you apply with us? Yeah. I'm like, yes, I did. I already did. Anyways, have a great Wednesday, and I'm going to come out with some more videos, some more facts. So I hate to digress a lot in this video. I did because it's one of my first. Just trying to relax at the end of the day. I wanted to do this video hours ago, but love you all. Subscribe. I'm going to try to move to YouTube, do what I could, because it's time to really start doing something. Oh, shit. I didn't want to get anybody twisted on the idea anyways. I do lean left. Don't take this video, because this is one of my first. MAGA, you voted against your own economic problems. I feel really bad about you farmers that voted very primarily for Donald Trump, and those things you did during the IRA Act, making those enhancements to your farm that Trump cut off the payments to, that Biden approved, that the Treasury is just supposed to dispense. Elon Musk and Doge, that was part of one of their cuts. The unelected bureaucrat that paid $270 million. Anyways, that other bill, that resolution I told you about passed on Tuesday, has a couple other things. $4.5 trillion is going to be put in there for tax cuts. Oh yeah, that's in there too, because a lot of tax cuts are sunsetting in this year, especially the ones that Trump did in his first term. The ones that he always brags about that gives 82 of the benefits for people writing off, I don't know, money on their jets, fuel. I don't know if they can write that off now or some shit. Anyways, also that was also going to go to some border security too, and energy, of course. And then another $500 billion, but they can't tell us what that's coming from. So I guess they made the bill and they can't release that yet. So that must be coming from the discretionary spending, right? Where else can it come from? Military? I mean, it's got to come from somewhere. They got to make the cuts somewhere, and the money doesn't come from nowhere unless you want more inflation. Wow, man. You were told he was a liar. You were warned over and over again. In his first term, he inherited the Obama economy. And this time, he actually inherited an economy that was at least growing in GDP. The Atlanta GDP is predicted at 3% GDP loss. 2 quarters in a row is a recession, fellas. MAGA, I don't know if you knew that. 3 or 4, that's depression. Remember 2008? Bailing everyone out? All right. Well, on that note, good night.